we take the third line. Rotate the paper from right to left. Use the same method to tick the fourth line again. The fourth line is also ticked. Traceless upright needle with long needle. Add a positive pull needle with 6 long needles. It is a group with the reverse pull needle of the 6 spin long needle. A total of 2 groups were hooked. The position of the signal buckle is like a needle. Dial a long needle. Line 4 is ticked. Flip the branching from right to left. Check line 5. Line 5, we take 1 traceless upright needle with long needle. Then hook the reverse pull needle of 6 long needles. Add 6 long needles to the positive pulling needles as a group. A total of 2 groups were hooked. First hook a long needle with a seamless upright needle. Replace the marker buckle. Then we first hook the reverse pull needle of the 6 needle long needle. After the reverse pull needle of the 6 needle long needle is hooked on the reverse pull needle of the 6 long needles in the previous row, hook the positive pull needle with 6 long needles. So the first group, 6 long needle reverse pull needles. Add the positive pull needle with 6 long needles and it will be hooked. We'll do the same for the second set. After the second set is hooked, we insert the needle at the position of the No. 7 buckle. Hook a long needle. Line 5, we're done. Flip the branch from right to left. And then we tick line 6. Line 6 is the same as line 5. Hook a long needle with a non-marking upright needle. 6 needle long needle reverse pull needle. It is a group with the positive pulling needle of the 6 spin long needle. Hook to sets of last stitches, hook long stitches. First hook a long needle with a seamless upright needle. Then hook the reverse pull needle of 6 long needles. The 6 long needles in the first group are hooked with reverse pulling needles. Then we will hook the pulling needles of 6 long needles again. The 6 positive pulling needles of the first set of long needles are also hooked. Let's hook the second set again. The last stitch is inserted at the position of the No. 7 buckle. Hook a long needle. Line 6 is ticked. Turn pieces from right to left. Use the same method to tick line 7. First hook the reverse pull needle of 6 long needles. Then hook the tension needles of 6 long needles as a group. A total of 2 groups were hooked. The last stitch is a long stitch. Line 7 is ticked. Line 7 is ticked. Flip knit hook line 8. Line 8 begins. We hook a long needle with a seamless upright needle. Then we hook the pulling needles of 6 long needles. It is a group with 6 long needle reverse pulling needles. A total of 2 groups were hooked. Three hooks and 6 long needles are pulling needles. Hook the reverse pull needle of 6 long needles. The first group, 6 long needle pulling needles and 6 long needle counter pressure needles. There you go. Let's hook the second set again. Mark the position of the buckle into the needle. Hook a long needle. Line 8 is ticked. Softening production. Use the same method to tick line 9. Line 9 first hooks a seamless standing needle with a long needle. Then hook 6 long needles and pull the needle. 6 long needle reverse pull needles in a group. A total of 2 groups were hooked. At the end, tick a long mark on the position of the tick. Line 9, we've ticked it. Go to the piece and tick the 10th line in the same way. Line 10, hook a no marking standing needle with a long needle. Then hook the positive pull needles of 6 long needles. The reverse pulling needles of 6 long needles are in a group. A total of 2 groups were hooked. Finally, mark the position of the buckle and hook a long needle. That's it. Line 10 is hooked. Flip branch hook line 11. Line 11, hook a no marking upright needle with a long needle. Then hook the reverse pull needle of 6 long needles. The positive pulling needles of 6 long needles are in a group. A total of 2 groups were hooked. At the end, just hook a long needle on the position of the signal buckle. First hook a long needle with a seamless upright needle. Then hook the reverse pull needle of 6 long needles. Hook the positive pull needles of 6 long needles. The first group, 6 long needle reverse pull needles and 6 long needle positive. The needle is hooked. Then we use the same method to take the second group. Combine the position of the buckle and hook a long needle into the needle. Line 11 is hooked, then flip the blade, hook line 12. Lines 12 and 11 are crocheted the same way. It's all a long needle, a seamless upright needle, plus a reverse pull needle with 6 long needles. The positive pulling needles of 6 long needles are in a group. Hook 2 groups in total. Last stitch, hook long stitch. First hook the reverse pull needle of 6 long needles. Hook the positive pull needles of 6 long needles. After the first group is finished, then take the second group. Line 12 we won't play anymore. Flip producer, use the same method to take line 13 again. Line 13 is finished. We hook the whole production. After hooking, we do a knot for the tail line. Then cut the tail line. We hang a marker buckle in the lower left corner. To prevent can't tell the front and back of the knit after putting away the tail line, we put the tail line in the needle corners of the reverse edge of the fabric, so that when we finally sew, needle corners suture each other. The tail line can be better fixed.